Now, some European nations are easing COVID-19 curbs ahead of the holiday season. Coronavirus deaths have topped 400,000 in Europe alone, making it the world's second worst hit region. Britain accounted for almost two-thirds of the deaths, followed by Italy and France. Countries across Europe have been battling a second wave of infections. The customers flocked to stores in Paris as some of France's lockdown restrictions were lifted after a month-long lockdown. The department stores selling gifts and Christmas decorations saw good footfall. All shops deemed non-essential have opened their doors. Bars and restaurants, nonetheless, will remain closed till the 20th of January. Belgium will let shops reopen from the 1st of December, but will maintain social restrictions over the festive period. People will not be allowed to stay more than 30 minutes in one shop, and they will have to shop alone. Bars, restaurants, hairdressers, sports and cultural centres will remain shut. COVID-19 has claimed over 16,000 lives in the country, which is Europe's highest rate per capita of deaths due to coronavirus. About a third of the deaths have occurred in the second wave.
Cela veut dire que la période de Noël sera différente que d'habitude. Elle ne ressemblera pas au Noël précédent. Nous le fêterons dans notre foyer, nous le fêterons d'une manière, dans un comité plus restreint, d'une manière plus intime. Mais nous devons aussi veiller à que cette période de Noël ou de Nouvel An ne se passe pas en solitude. C'est pour cela que le soir du 24 ou le soir du 25, des personnes isolées, des personnes qui vivent seules, auront la possibilité d'inviter deux personnes chez eux en même temps.
Ireland has announced a staggered easing of the lockdown restrictions to allow families to gather ahead of Christmas. Shops, restaurants, gyms and pubs serving food will reopen from 18th of December. Ireland became one of the first European countries to reimpose tough COVID-19 constraints 6 weeks ago when the government shut non-essential retail stores and limited pubs and restaurants to takeaway service. The country has reported a sharp fall in infections, which officials credit to an October ban on household visits.
That this combination of new arrangements strikes a safe balance between maintaining the pressure on the disease and creating space for families, friends and loved ones to be together this Christmas.
Neighbouring England will also exit a national lockdown next week, but large parts of the country must live under the toughest category of curbs. The government announced a 3-tier lockdown that will take effect from the 2nd of December. Britain has Europe's highest official death toll from the COVID-19 pandemic and has been hit hard by a second wave. UK's Prime Minister Boris Johnson said that he hoped the combination of mass community testing and the anticipated rollout of vaccines would help drive the infection rate down.
It's very frustrating for people who feel that they're in an area where, a high-tier area, when there's very little incidence in their village or their area. I totally understand why people feel so frustrated. But the difficulty is that if you did it any other way, first of all, you'd divide the country up into loads and loads of very complicated subdivisions. There's got to be some simplicity and some clarity in the way that we do this. The second problem is that, alas, our experience is that when a high incidence area is quite close to a low incidence area, unless you beat the problem in the high incidence area, the low incidence area, I'm afraid, starts to catch up. So we've got to get the virus down, and that means following the guidance.
Germany's partial lockdown measures could be extended until early spring if infections are not brought under control. The economic minister has confirmed, and Chancellor Angela Merkel has agreed on Wednesday to extend and tighten measures until at least the 20th of December. Germany crossed the grim milestone of 1 million COVID cases on Friday. Over 15,000 people have died as a result of the pandemic in Germany alone. Italy is easing restrictions in 5 regions, including in the country's most populous region, Lombardy. The country has seen a gradual decline in coronavirus-related hospitalizations over the past week, with the number of new cases also retreating. Italy was the first Western country to be hit by the virus in February, with the outbreak only coming under control after a months-long national lockdown. Over 53,000 people have died as a result of the disease in Italy, the second highest toll in Europe after Britain. Italy has clocked over 1.5 million cases.
Hi.